Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the general collective weekend check-in. And so I got a major download this morning. I'm going to share it all with you. We're going to try and get through the energies as quickly as possible, but there's a lot of incoming messages, and I just feel like I can't get the messages out there fast enough. So what I need you guys to remember is if you haven't joined the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button. There is an option to join a membership section. I've heard some people mention there's not a join button below. So if you don't see the join button below, hit the more or the ... and you will find that link to join if that interests you in the description box. And that is just personal preference. Okay. Don't forget to comment on and like the videos too. It helps kind of circulate them. It helps the channel grow, and it helps people that might be needing to receive my messages to be able to find them. I would really appreciate that. I'd also like to welcome all of the new subscribers. I love you all. Thank you for joining the channel. I'm looking forward to seeing where this can go and where we can all grow together as a tribe. And so let's jump into these messages, guys. Also, one more thing before we jump in. I am starting an online tarot class in February. It will be offered in the evening this time, between 6 and 7:30 at night Eastern Standard Time, every Tuesday for 5 weeks, beginning, I think it's February 6th is a Tuesday. Don't quote me on that. I don't have my planner, and the way time and energy is working for me is if I don't have a planner right in front of me, I really don't know what day it is. And so we're in this major gateway portal. Okay. And so I was up at 4:44 this morning, and these were the messages that came kind of washing over me. And then they just kept rolling in as the morning went on. And so we had the sun in Aquarius at 5 degrees 55 this morning when I woke up at 4:44 and looked at the astrology. We had the moon in Leo at 13 degrees 17, and so the moon and the sun are still in an opposition. So 555 is like massive freaking changes, and I was channeling the Hierophant with the Ace of Swords. And so this is divine orchestration playing out right now. 4442 is all about divine protection. 4 is the energy of foundations and the Emperor. And so I feel all of this energy playing out, right? 13 and 17 is death and star, is encouraging all of us beautiful seekers out there to embrace this change, because the change is coming. And if we embrace it with hope and optimism, then we can kind of speed along the process. So I was also shown the Chariot with the Fool, the number 7 and the number 22. And so the Chariot and the Fool, these two energies kind of blend in together. I feel, endings don't always have to be negative. We do have to go through some type of ending or closing in order to go to the new beginning for the age of Aquarius. And so we're at this reset. We're at this Genesis. I was shown the 0 point with the 9 of Cups because we have the sun squaring it up with Jupiter this weekend, and this energy is building. And so right now we're in this massive portal of needing to choose. It is a decision. I was shown the Lovers with the 5 of Cups. I was shown with the Sun conjunct Pluto. They showed me the Hierophant with the 4 of Cups, and this reset with the Wheel of Fortune. And so we're going to go deeper into all of this, but I just feel we're at this moment in time where we have to choose the higher pathway. We have to choose to take that leap of faith. And so what's playing out this weekend cosmically, we have Mercury conjunct Mars at 17 degrees 17. And so if you break down 17 and 17, what do we get? We get 8. So there's something playing out right now in this full moon energy, preparing us for Lionsgate this summer. And so also look back to 6 months ago. If I can think of it, when I'm uploading the video and processing the video, I'll look back to 6 months ago and see if I can find the Leo new moon. I'm jotting it down and tag it. So and then we can kind of see where we were at collectively 6 months ago with the seeds we planted at the new moon, and then that's going to be coming to fruition now. But I do feel we're in like a clearing, like almost like an 6 to 8 month clearing, preparing for the Lionsgate energy. And so another message that came through as I woke up this morning We got rain all through the night, and my foundation was leaking again in the back of the house, in the laundry room. And so I woke up to another flood this morning. The basement was flooded again. And so this took me back to 7 years ago too, because the last time my foundation leaked, it was actually in this part of the basement where I'm recording at. On the other half of the room is all like the living room, right, with the big sectional couch and the girls' toys and all of that. And so the last time it leaked was 7 years ago when I began the twin flame journey, when I was with my counterpart, and I had to sit there. I was like, oh my God, it's been a long time. Like, I was 37 years old when I met my counterpart. It was before my 38th birthday. And I'm going to be 44 this April. So like, wow. And to just sit in that energy of like the 7 years of trials and tribulations, because that's what it's felt like. And so when we look at the energy of a foundation, that's the tower, right? And so our body is a foundation. Our belief systems is a foundation, right? Many things can create foundations. And so there's a crack in a foundation is the energy coming through. When there's a crack or a leak in the foundation, you kind of got to dig everything up around the foundation. You got to dig it all up, and then you got to seal it properly. But you got to dig up all the drudge, right? And so we're healing our personal foundations, I feel. And so let's talk about these aspects, because I do feel this heart of glass energy was coming through too. Blondie kept being channeled, Heart of Glass song. So go check it out. It talks about divine love and disillusionment and Heart of Glass. And it is a very synchronistic message to the twin flame journey. But I feel this is where most of the feminines are at, is we're ready to just onward and upward, right? And so it's interesting though, because 7 years ago, my twin flame journey was activated by a Cancer man. And now 7 years later, a new soulmate has entered and is also a Cancer man. So some about that Cancer energy. Okay, so I just feel right now we're in this energy of encouraging all of us on the awakening and the seeking path to embrace this change and transformation. And change comes in the midst of chaos, right? And so we usually don't embrace change unless everything's kind of caving in around us. And so how can you hold that hope and that optimism in amidst any challenges? I do feel the energy is just this very firm reminder that endings don't have to be negative, right? They do lead to a new beginning. Maybe not right away, but this is the gateway opportunity for spiritual, emotional, and financial wealth, I feel, collectively, as we are in this energy of progression with the age of Aquarius, which is creating change and transformation. And so the Fool and the Chariot appearing this morning in my third eye meditative state is saying this is a signal, right? The energies have been signaling us to embrace this change, to move forward, to leave something behind. And so it's like we're on the verge or the precipice of something brand new. And I feel all of these great ascension highs coming in, and it's like, wow, this energy that you couldn't even imagine is just so expansive and so big and so beautiful. And you can feel this new beginning being made manifest if you're in tune with your emotional body and your spiritual body. And so I just feel the Fool showing up with the Nine of Cups too, them drawing those energies together. I was shown like Kundalini energy first and foremost, and it was interesting because I was shown that, and shortly after, what did my daughter say? I was brushing her hair and putting it in a ponytail to get her off to school, and she's like, grab a snake and twist it. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, grab a snake and twist it. And then I was shown the Kundalini energy and the snake energy. So I just feel there's going to be a lot of violet flame, spontaneous Kundalini activations coming up here to get all of us out of our comfort zone. And so, a lot of the twins are tied to the twin flame path until we reach a place of contentment, fulfillment, and happiness. The feminine's job is to align to her truth, to align to that 0 point. And so with the Lover's card coming out in my third eye, I just feel, and connected to the Five of Cups, this is what we've been striving to release. So there is a decision to be made. And I do feel many that are still stuck in codependent cycles or low vibration karmic cycles. They're struggling, right? There's a struggle going on between tradition and stepping into individuality and going our own way, taking our path, right? And so I feel this weekend, there's kind of like a need for introspection, self-reflection. Self-reflection is all I do, right? I'm always looking in the mirror, always looking at myself in the mirror, but self-reflection. And so there's this desire to break away from traditions or the established ways or rules and the norms of society. Aquarian is the great rebel. So we're being asked to take that leap of faith, right? That's the Fool. Take a leap of faith. The Wheel of Fortune is like, hey, you're being challenged. You are being challenged to take a leap of faith. But whatever is going on right now, this weekend in the energies, it's divinely orchestrated. It's divinely directed because we are at the beginning of a brand new era. We are at the beginning of the age of Aquarius, and that will come with challenges and changes ahead. But we have to have a solid foundation of self so we don't crumble under the pressure. And so that's what I've been working on, rebuilding this foundation of self. Actually, the last 13 years in this house has been a process of building my foundation of self, looking back, right? And so I feel we need to let go of fears right now. 1122, huge sync for me. Release fears, release doubts. I think we're at this pivot point of really needing to embrace the spiritual journey, because there's a lot of weird things going on. There's a lot of activations. And so with Mercury conjunct Mars this weekend, it is increasing the mental activity, the mental downloads coming in collectively, which will create triggers. So you might find yourself a little argumentative. I know I was a little snippy this morning, getting the kids ready for school. And so you're going to not want to just go balls to the wall with a battle of wits with somebody. Because I know, I'm telling you, my teenager, she's a teenage nightmare. And her and I, it's like a battle of the wits almost every day. She's a Leo rising and I'm a Leo North Node. And let me tell you, it's like a battle of the egos every day. And so pray for me, send me help. Teenage years are not easy. But it is rebellion energy. And so it's hyperdrive. And that's what it felt like. Everything is speeding up. It's like messages are coming in at light speed, right? And so, and then with the moon going to be in Virgo, it's like all of this thinking of how can we improve our lives? How can we prove our point? How can we disprove somebody? It's all of this energy of piecing things together. And it's this energy of like, structure and order. So you might find yourself getting triggered from any disarray, because I know my Virgo moon goes into OCD overdrive whenever the moon goes through Virgo, and I'm like on a cleaning spree around the house. So we also have Uranus stationing direct. And that is the planet of rebellion, and it's in Taurus, and Taurus governs our belief system, right? And Uranus governs technology, awakening, it's future forward thinking. And so I do feel there's this celestial shift going on this weekend, and the Aquarian fighter from within is saying, I got to rebel against everything and anything, right? And so we're still in the pre-retrograde shadow period too of Uranus retrograde. So there's going to be a lot of destructive urges, and that could play out in career, in personal life, or on the big global scale. But I know it is very self-destructive energy due to the over mental stimulation. So just be aware of your triggers this weekend. Triggers come up to show us what we still need to heal, what we still need to bring to the surface. But it doesn't mean we have to go picking fights with everybody and everything. So I know I wanted to fight with like the litter box this morning, just silly things. So I feel we've got an opportunity this weekend to take our intellectual skills and figure out what's our contribution to the world, right? We all have cosmic intelligence. We all have spiritual intelligence, and the energies are affording us an opportunity, I feel, with Mercury square the North Node, to speak up and to realign maybe to a deeper purpose. Aries is all about the self. The North Node in Aries and Capricorn is all about grounded communication. And so there's a lot of focus on the bigger picture, our deeper purpose, independence, freedom. And so a lot of us, though, we want freedom, but we struggle, right? Because we struggle with being alone because we are here to heal from codependencies. And so with Venus sextile Saturn, this is beautiful energy because it is the divine feminine, right? Venus is the feminine. But with it in Capricorn, it's bringing in some newer influences, right? After Sag. And so this is saying with its sextile Saturn in Pisces, let yourself be open. Be open to these new cosmic influences, these new sources of energy, inspiration, and vibration, because it is a very vibrating energy right now. And so we're shifting the roles that we embody in our lives based on this frequency upgrade, this DNA upgrade. And so this is a time period, I feel, of maybe being willing to soften some boundaries, to open up the channels of communication. I do feel because we're kind of pulling out all of these different perspectives, which is allowing us to have this newfound awareness of how we communicate with people. So let's see what needs to come through with the cards. I did notice 1555. That might be significant for somebody out there. So let's jump in. I grabbed a couple of different decks again today. I thought we'll have fun with this one. I'm going to be posting this one for sale over on Facebook. I've got a big pile down here. Actually, I feel so disorganized. So this week I'm going to Virgo moon it and I'm going to try and get some posts done on Facebook. But we're going to go into the Twin Tarot Oracle deck. And this deck is really cool because it gives you the shadow and the light of all of the major arcana, like the darker and the light. So it's kind of like reversals or uprights, but we're going to use it. So we get the World reversed. I'm not going to read it in reversed. Well, I guess I am going to read it in reverse, but I'm not going to read it with the darker energy, right? They're both coming through in the light. And the Hermit. So Virgo energy this weekend, we're going to be in that Hermit energy. The moon is like, it's time to shine that light on something within, right? So what do you need to shine that light on internally when it comes to restructuring something? Because there is a need to complete a lesson. With the World reversed, it is saying there is something incomplete here. There's something that needs to be mastered as part of this enlightenment journey. And so if you look at this World card, it's two dogs, right? And so we do have like our animalistic nature, our shadow self and our light self. We all have a shadow self. And if somebody says I don't got a shadow self, they're lying, okay? We all have a dark side. We all have a dark side. But this is like the dancing of the mastery of the shadow and the light. And we have to integrate them, right? And our shadow self is always going to be there, even when we're rooted in the light. And so we kind of need both to exist. We live in a world of polarity. But this is about authenticity if you see the star above. So I can't do video calls. I had somebody trying to video call me. But I do feel there's a lot of healing going on. Ooh, look at that on the bottom of the deck with the Chariot in reversed in the shadow energy. So this is like an emotional outburst. There's something going on here, something coming to a dead stop, and then we get the transformation below that in the light. And so we're finally starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? We're finally starting to see the forest through the trees. I do see the phoenix rising, and so it's time to come out of this period of dark introspection of these old belief systems. So we get the Hanged Man in reversed in the light, and the Hanged Man in the dark upright, and the Hierophant in between. And so we've been sifting through distorted beliefs for quite a while now, hey? So get ready to complete a cycle, I feel, this weekend. It's like the sludge of the lesson is kind of how it's feeling. So let's get a message. Let's keep going here. That's what come flying out. So we're going to leave it at that. Allow the illumination of this full moon to get you into the depths of what you've been ignoring. So we get the Hermit with the Fool. And so this is the Dark Fool. So this is like somebody that has held on so tight, unwilling to release past baggage, 1909. I'm pretty sure that was the timestamp on the Virgo reading from the live yesterday. Go check it out if you're a Virgo or major Virgo placements. But this is like a fall. This is like a big, hard fall. And so like whatever was ignored is coming to light. You see this person on the Fool card. They've got their hands like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know. Well, you can't ignore the truth forever, right? And so I do feel something was illuminated And I do feel you can't unsee this. So it's time to move forward. It's time to go into the depths of the underworld, of the labyrinth within, to shine a light on what is needing to be removed for the next leg of the journey. So Hermit, get ready to take it inward. So let's jump in with the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck, deepening your relationship to yourself and aloneness. And if that doesn't scream Hermit, I don't know what does. That is exactly what the energy is asking of us collectively. Go within. We all have to go through moments of life where we need to be alone. You don't get to deepen your relationship with yourself until you go through periods of being alone. Like, I've pretty much been flying solo for the majority of my life. I've never been married. The last 13 years has pretty much been a single motherhood journey, with a few exceptions of some very awful karmic relationships. And so you kind of got to learn to go it alone sometimes. You got to learn to enjoy your own company, because when we're always connected to other people, we don't know who's who, right? Because we can become so enmeshed with others. So I feel that aloneness, that feeling of aloneness is about to, dissipate, but you're going to have to take it within. So let's keep going here and see what else needs to come through. Oh, look, in the Matrix just flipped right out and landed right here. So this was a really, I feel, a hard wake-up call, because somebody here, well, many in the collective are in a false foundation, right? A materialistic foundation. And so this tower is coming in to get somebody to learn that karmic lesson. There's the Seeker. And then the karmic lesson come flying out. And so that's just, that's just confirmation. So this karmic lesson is to get you to seek that truth, to seek that knowledge, right? We're here to be truth speakers, truth seekers. And so what all landed over here on this pile, and when time permits and the energy and money is there, I will have a better setup where you can see both me and the cards. But we got detachment that landed on this pile of somebody in the Matrix. We got purge and cleanse, protection, guardian angels, heightened awareness, and self-care. And so, yeah, there's somebody here that I feel has recently gone through a major tower. Whether somebody's recently walked out of your life or you had to kick somebody out of your life, I feel a massive purge, a massive detachment, and I do feel a major ego death. Because somebody had a tight grip, a tight hold on something that they needed to let go of, and they weren't listening. They weren't listening to the signs and the syncs and the higher power at work. And so this was a divinely guided breakdown, a divinely guided tower is what I'm feeling, to get you to move forward, because somebody didn't want to move forward. They were stuck because they didn't want to be alone. And that's not a good place to be, trust me. So somebody here is protected as they move forward, and there is a need for boundaries this weekend as all of this heightened awareness washes over. So be willing to go within for self-care, because we're at the pivot point of releasing everything unhealthy. So watch out for things unhealthy as your intuitive senses come back online. You don't want to play into low vibration addictions of any kind, because then you're going to have all of these negative attachments coming in, which will make the purging and cleansing process very difficult. So because of the North Node energy, we're going to pull into the past life lessons. Look at that bottom of the deck, complacency, giving and receiving, and living consciously. So yeah, somebody here was stuck. And when we refuse to see the light, refuse to receive the messages, the universe has no choice but to come in and blast something apart, whether it's a belief or like an actual physical foundation. Somebody had to let go of overwhelming fear surrounding an ending is what I'm feeling. My throat is getting a tickle. So maybe this was a lesson in needing to speak up. And so somebody here, I feel, was guided towards a better way. Bottom of the deck, lust, right? And so we're here to fulfill desires of the heart. We're not here for fleshy desires. That's kind of like the devil card, right? Oh my God, I cut the deck. Devil and criminal. So it's like when we keep playing into maybe a life of victimizing others. There could be somebody here that's been victimized. That's like when somebody, like laughs at you, hates on you, puts you down, it's because they're lacking something inside of them. And I did want to talk about haters too. I don't know who's got hate on for me, but somebody keeps going around and giving me one thumbs down on all of my videos. I'm like, I don't know, I can't be bothered to spread hate, but I do feel there's been a crime, there's like a rebalancing, and so somebody's been limited due to somebody's criminal choices. This is also the energy of paying back some karmic debt. You know, you want to dance with the devil, you got to pay the piper eventually, right? And so we all create false foundations in areas of our life until we go through this awakening. So be gentle with yourself and look at this maybe as an exchange, as an opportunity for growth. Let's see what we got here. Look at see self-worth. So this is getting louder and louder in all of the messages lately, self-worth and father. So this is like healing the distorted, wounded masculine collective. A lot of the masculines have deep self-worth issues, which leads to these cycles of abuse within relationships collectively. And so we're here to build relationships with longevity. That's what the twins came here to do. And so look at, we came here to plant those seeds and be those farmers for these new relationship cycles. And we get this sense of lack, which does create a sense of lack in self-worth. When we're living in a state of Five of Pentacles, which is a majority of the collective, a state of lack, a state of fear of not having enough, of power and control, then we're going to keep attracting that back into our lives. And so we need to learn the lesson of self-worth. And maybe there's a masculine too here needing to learn the lesson of what a true father, provider, and protector means to be, that for your family. And so I do feel there's death energy here and there's teacher energy. And so there's a goodbye. Maybe there's been a recent ending and you didn't get a chance to say goodbye. Maybe you lost a loved one and you didn't get to say goodbye. There could have been an untimely death. But I do feel there's a lesson being fulfilled. There's knowledge being gained in an ending, right? Maybe you feel like you didn't get a chance to say goodbye. And sometimes we have to learn to create our own closure. And it's not easy. So I do feel this weekend is going to be a time of fond reflection, of longevity. What do you need to live a long, fulfilled life? What do you need to release? Because I think we're at this point where we're in this massive collective global awakening. Maybe it's time to look into cultivating your own foundation of wealth, working tirelessly maybe to cultivate your own foundation of wealth. Maybe it's time to work at the markets or something of the sort. But I do feel it's the energy of going fishing in the dark. When we go fishing in the dark, we're kind of sifting through the illusions and trying to find our way back to the light. And so I do feel there's going to be a reward coming as well for a lesson learned. So let's jump in with the tarot. Let's see. I grabbed the Everyday Witch Tarot today, which was gifted to me by my good friend Lux. And she also has a tarot channel. Oh my God, I can't think of the tarot channel name. If I can remember, I will share her channel. I do plan on inviting Lux to do a live with me soon. And I also spoke with Lisa McFadden from the Spirit Lounge, and she's going to be joining me live coming up here too. So let's go into the tarot. Okay, the Fool reversed, the Queen of Swords upright. And so, yeah, it's like cutting things out, people, places, and things. You got to stand in your worth and your value. The Queen of Swords is the Queen of Truth. She speaks the truth. She embodies the truth. She's the epitome of truth. She could be bringing in a court ruling. I'm not entirely sure. But this is somebody of authority. And you look, oh, it almost looked like half of a heart behind her. So I just feel somebody here is exposing something. We have a public speaker here that has exposed something. And this is like, there's that fall from grace. So there's the Fool. It's like being thrown off the ledge, like you didn't get a chance to say goodbye. So let's do 9 cards. Let's see what needs to come through today. The Star reversed, the 8 of Wands, the 2 of Pentacles reversed, the Fool reversed. I like this. Dead central, Queen of Pentacles. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aquarian energy, Aries energy. 6 of Pentacles. Well, that's reciprocity. Somebody here is feeling foolish. We got a Queen of Coins here that is just super abundant, living a good life. We get the Hermit reversed under the Fool reversed. The 3 of Swords. Oh my goodness. And the Hanged Man reverse, Pisces energy. So Virgo, Pisces, axis, Seven of Swords. This is like a confession or the truth coming out. Somebody's maybe tried to sneak away from a situation and not have to deal with it. Or maybe this is past. Maybe somebody snuck away from something in the past and thought they could walk away from an ending and never have to look back and never have to feel anything. But I just feel there is like a cyclone, a shitstorm, a brewing here when it comes to communication. And so this is where we have to have this interplay between our wounds and our communication. And so the star reversed is dark night of the soul. This is not wish fulfillment. There's a need to recognize this. There's a need to speak up. And so this is like very combative communication coming in. I don't know which is up, which is down. This could be very confusing states of consciousness being downloaded, and this is creating a realignment. And so there is a reset here. This is saying you're going to need to get grounded. You're going to want to be the Queen of Pentacles. You're going to want to stay rooted in reality. You might want to just connect with nature. Well, she's got how many cats? 1, 2, 3, 4 cats on here. But I just feel like we've got a Queen of Pentacles that has already cleaned up a mess. She's sitting pretty. The broom's beside her. The mess is cleaned up. She's already learned the lesson of equal giving and receiving, reciprocity with the Six of Pentacles, right? And so I think she's just waiting. She's waiting for somebody to wake up, I think. Yeah, to wake up to what it is that they walked away from. Or to maybe wake up from an Empress in reverse, right? And so there's that wheel. And there's that Lovers in reversed with the Nine of Cups. And so I do feel somebody just wants wish fulfillment. I do feel things are moving forward when it comes to a karmic contract where there's a lack of unity. There's probably addictions here, overindulging. There's anger. I do feel somebody is really exposing their jealousy towards maybe this Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. There could be slander here. But I feel... be the Queen of Pentacles. Just be the Queen of Pentacles. I do feel there's also this recognition of, oh my God, I undervalued somebody and now they want to come in and make things right. And so I feel there's been so much resistance to going within and doing this heart healing. And so I just feel like, you know, yeah, the ink was spilled. I feel maybe somebody was put up on a shelf. Valentine's Day energy is coming through with the box of chocolates. Maybe somebody went through a heartbreak on Valentine's Day. But it's like, you know, you closed the book. You didn't want to look at it. We got somebody didn't want to look at it. And now they're getting a wake-up call. And I think they can't not look at this. So I think this is creating an opportunity to write a whole new book in your life. But you do have to be willing to go your own way if you're in a situation that isn't serving you. So I would like to focus on the Queen of Pentacles, because this is a very grounded energy. It's the central energy. So let's clarify the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I do feel there are people talking about this Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, the Nine of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles in reversed, and the Nine of Swords, and about somebody that maybe did not invest in this situation with her. I do feel there could be gossip, people, you know, talking. We could have a Queen of Pentacles exposing something that somebody doesn't want to see. But I do feel somebody's trapped when it comes to maybe making a decision about bringing in an offer. I do feel somebody here is like on guard, on defense after the dust settles. The dust has to settle. Look at, so there's all those wands on fire, all the flame, like all of the wands from the tornado of something that was blasted. And I just feel like somebody's not ready to come in and invest yet, because I think they need the dust to settle after some type of breakdown, right? Is kind of what it feels like. But let's do a closing message. Let's get an advice card. Whatever life takes away from you, let it go. When you surrender and you let go of the past, you allow yourself to be fully alive in the moment. Letting go of the past doesn't mean that it didn't mean anything to you. It just means that you can enjoy the dream that you're manifesting right now. So let it go and refuse to eat emotional poison as you learn to discern the truth. So I do feel there's a problem here when it comes to assumptions. And so if you don't ask, you never know. There's been some kind of assumptions here, a misunderstanding that needs to reach some type of resolution. I do feel somebody takes things way too personally, oversensitive to criticism. And I do feel somebody here really likes to hook another with distorted opinions or something. But I do feel somebody tries to poison somebody with a lot of negative gaslighting words is what it feels like. So I just feel really be discerning. Practice self-care, practice meditation. What do we got here? Practice makes the master. Always do your best. So I feel you are doing your best, right? But you also have to take action. So you might need to get out of your head and take action, right? Because we can't have the idea be manifest in the physical if we don't take action. So there will be no manifestation. There will be no results if you choose not to go forward. So are you ready to take action? I do feel somebody is being asked to take action and to release a weaker frequency for a higher grade frequency. And so there's like a misuse of habits here or power. And so can you be the master of the art of transformation? Getting ready to master the art of transformation. Get ready to transform your life. So when you refuse to take things personally, you avoid so much drama. Trust me. So much drama, so much upset. And so I could have cried this morning. I could have threw a tantrum with my basement being flooded, but I didn't take it personally. It is what it is. I still had to get the kids up and ready for school, and I did what I needed to do because that's what we got to do. We got to keep putting one foot in front of the other, right? We can be in all of these spiritual energies and on this spiritual journey, but we still have to live here day to day. So I do feel there are underlying feelings of jealousy and anger towards the Queen of Pentacles. I don't know who they're coming from. If that message is for you, you will know. But just disappear. Let them disappear. Don't take it personally because that's their problem, not yours. And I do feel this is a lesson in communication and communicating clearly. When we communicate openly and honestly, we avoid a whole lot of drama. We avoid a whole lot of misunderstandings if we would just learn to communicate. And so all of our relationships can change in an instant if we could communicate. If we could communicate, there's no war, there's no violence, there's no misunderstandings. And that's what I have for a message today. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a soulmate reading with me, please check out the description box below. There you'll see the join button. If you'd like to head on over to the membership side, there's the link to join the tarot class and register and pay for that. And there's also a link for my webpage for all of the readings that I am currently offering if you would like to book that in. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. I look forward to seeing you next time, and keep an eye open for those bonus videos over on the membership section for the Twin Flame Collective later this weekend.